Hey guys, Stephen Cox here, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to be strumming and singing on the U bass. Now I know some of you might think I'm crazy, like why are we strumming on the U bass and not like a ukulele or just plucking the strings and playing the notes? But it's just a little something I wanted to try. What we're going to do for this is we're going to use our thumb for the bass lines, and then we're going to strum with our pointer finger. You can kind of use more than one finger if you want to. I typically just use the pointer finger. Some people will use all of them, but due to what I'm trying to do with the thumb, it's easier for me to just use one finger to strum. So the first thing we need to know is the pattern that I'm going to be doing with the right hand. And this is pretty much going to stay consistent throughout the entire song. We're typically going to be playing our thumb on the A string. So you're going to play the A string, and then you're going to go down and up with the pointer finger. I know it looks like I'm using more than one finger, but I'm really only hitting the strings with the pointer finger. Then after we do the down up with our pointer finger, we're going to slap the strings. Now I don't always flatten my hand out entirely, as the next thing we're going to do involves some strumming. But you can literally just slap the strings like that. And then you're going to come up with your pointer finger. So after you slap the strings, you kind of bounce off and come up with your pointer finger. So we've got thumb, down, up, slap, up, down, up. So thumb, down, up, slap, up, down, up. And for those of you that want the rhythm, it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So this is the pattern we're pretty much going to use on every single chord. Then we really just need to know the chord shapes. So the first chord is an A major chord, and I'm leaving out one of the notes to kind of make it not sound as muddy on the U bass. So what I'm doing is I'm playing an open A string, then I'm playing the 7th fret on the D string, and the 6th fret on the G string. So just using these two fingers, middle finger on the 7th fret on the D string, and pointer finger on the 6th fret on the G string. So that's the first measure. This hand just kind of stays put, and this hand does our strumming pattern. So after we do that, we're going to move down to an E chord, and the way I'm playing this, I'm just scooting these two fingers up a string. So that's middle finger on the 7th fret of the A string and pointer finger on the 6th fret of the D string. Then I'm going to put my pinky down on the 9th fret of the G string. So my ring finger's floating. It's hard to see. But middle finger, 7th fret A string, pointer finger, 6th fret D string, pinky, 9th fret G string. And then we're doing that same pattern. So thumb, down, up, slap, up, down, up. So now we're going to do an F sharp 5 chord. Normally this would be an F sharp minor, but it's just too much for the U bass. If I try to put all the notes in there, it's just going to sound muddy. So I'm leaving out one and having it become an F sharp 5 chord. So the way that I'm doing this chord, I'm using my 9th fret on the A string, and that's with my pointer finger, and then I'm going to bar two strings. So I'm barring the 11th fret on the D string and the 11th fret on the G string. Now it's a little bit painful, and you could use your pinky instead of barring it. So this would be 9th fret on the A string, 11th fret on the D string with your ring finger, and your pinky underneath on the 11th fret of the G string. So this might actually work better, but the reason that I don't do it is because these frets are so small up here, it's hard to cram all your fingers in there in time to play the chord. But if you like this way better and you want to spend the time to get good at it, then go for it. So after we do the F sharp 5 chord, we're going to move down to a D5 chord. So to play this D5 chord, my pointer finger is going to be on the 5th fret of the A string, my ring finger is going to be on the 7th fret of the D string, and this time I'm going to use my pinky underneath on the 7th fret of the G string. So those are our different patterns. Now let's play it together. We're going to do 2 strum patterns on each chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's play this together slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so that pattern goes through the verse and the chorus and all the parts leading up to the bridge. All right, guys, so now we're on to the bridge of the song. The bridge will sound like this. What we're going to do for the bridge is we're going to start with an A chord, but our right hand is going to pluck the D string with our pointer finger rather than playing the A string with our thumb. So we've got pluck the D string, then you're going to go down, up, slap, up, down, up, just like normal. So once again, pluck the D string. The rest is just the same as the original strumming pattern. And your left hand is doing the same A chord, which is the 7th fret on the D string and the 6th fret on the G string. So after we've done that, we're going to move to our E chord. And honestly, you can either fret the note on the A string, which is the 7th fret on the A string, or you can just kind of let your hand sit lightly and mute the string. It might be a better alternative. So we're going to once again pluck the D string, and this is going to be the 6th fret on the D string and the 9th fret on the G string. But we're just going to pluck the D string for now, just like we did before with our pointer finger. And then the rest of the pattern is going to be like it was before. So pluck, down, up, slap, up, down, up. So far we've got So let's play this together. 3, 4, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and So after we've played that E chord, we're going to move over to that F sharp 5 chord, and now we're back to the way we initially did it. So this is just like it was in the first half of the pattern, only we're just playing one time through instead of 2 times through like we did way earlier in the song. This is going to be the 9th fret of the A string and the 11th fret of the D string and the 11th fret of the G string. And once again, I like to bar those with my ring finger. So after we do that, we're going to move down to what I call an E5 chord instead of the E major. You can do either one here. It's just for convenience since we're moving so fast on these chords. Sometimes I like to do an E5 instead of the full E major. So that sounds like this. So what we're going to do there is we're going to once again pluck the A string with our thumb on the right hand and strum like we did way earlier in the song. So our left hand is going to be playing the 7th fret on the A string, the 9th fret on the D string and the 9th fret on the G string. And once again, you can either bar your fingers or you can put your pinky below. So that's the E5 chord. Then we move down to the D5 chord, which is 5 on the A string, 7 on the D string, and 7 on the G string. And this time we're going 2 times through the pattern. And yep, this is the one where we use our thumb to pluck the A string, just like way earlier in the song. And after we've played that, we're going to move up to what's called a D sharp diminished chord. All right, so up next, we're going to have the D sharp diminished chord, which is the 6th fret on the A string, the 7th fret on the D string, and the 8th fret on the G string. So I'm using my pointer finger, my middle finger, and my ring finger, and it creates a kind of stair step kind of shape. So then we're going to do our normal pattern where we play with our thumb, and then we do the down up, slap, up, down, up. And so we do it 2 times the first time around the bridge. Then after we do the entire progression again, we're going to do it once and then just stop a little more abruptly on the same chord after that. So let's put the bridge together. 3 and 4 and. And again. So after that, we just go back to our first pattern and we keep playing. And then towards the end, there's one section where we just strum and hold out the chords for about half of it. I won't hesitate no more, no more. We're just doing a single down strums. And then after we go through the pattern one time, then I usually come back in with our normal strumming pattern. And then I end on the D sharp, do an abrupt kind of thing at the end. I'm yours. So we just hit that D sharp chord one single time at the end. Well guys, that's it for I'm Yours. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel for more and leave a comment below letting me know what you liked about this lesson and what you'd like to see on the channel. If you'd like the tabs for this arrangement, you can also check out my Patreon at patreon.com/StephenCoxBass. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.